Arsenal versus Crystal Palace on the English Premier League week number 34. And basically, this is all you need to know about this beautiful game of football. On this video, I'm going to talk about the predicted lineup that Mikel Arteta should be using on this game. I'll also talk about the predicted score. I'll talk about the general expectation of Arsenal fans and touch a bit about the Saka injury. And if this time, I'll also talk about the PSG game, just a bit of it, just touch on it. Straight up, we are playing with Crystal Palace, and this game was actually moved from the weekend to the midweek. And the reason as to why it was moved is because Crystal Palace is actually having a game on the FA, that is on the semi-finals of the FA, against, I think, Aston Villa. So they had to play as early so that they can play on the weekend. And this game, as you are playing it as Arsenal on the midweek, it's basically an advantage to Arsenal. Why am I saying so? We are supposed to be facing PSG on Tuesday of the 29th of April. And it only means, should we play this game that we were supposed to play on the weekend, or play it on Wednesday, we will be having almost an entire week of training and resting, which is actually an added advantage to us. We will be having time to rest, time to even think about that game before we play against PSG. Now, as you're going to play with Crystal Palace, this game basically is a must-win game for Arsenal, or rather, a draw. Why am I saying so? It's because the pressure on the top 5 is becoming tougher by the day, and you do not want to finish anything below top 5 this season, because it's very competitive. From number 2 all the way down to number 7, very tough. But as it is, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, if we win this game, it's going to give us a very good gap between number 2 and number 3. And then, of course, if you get a draw, it's still also an added advantage, but you do not want to lose because you would have played a match and teams will be having, you know, a game to play, and you do not want to be on the bad side of losing this game. Now, having looked at that, we are playing with the Crystal Palace, who are currently sitting at position number 12 with 44 points, while Arsenal is sitting at position number 2 with 66 points. Now, this Crystal Palace, we've played with it a couple of times. This season on its own, we beat them high 5. You remember, one of the games that we beat a team 5 goals was this one against Crystal Palace away. Now they'll be traveling to come to the Emirates Stadium to play with us. We also played on the EFL and we beat them 3-2. We also played on the Premier League last season. Home and away, we beat them. So it has never been a tough opponent to Arsenal. Every time we play with Crystal Palace, we feel like, you know, we are the bigger boys, we are the bigger ballers, we are the bigger brothers. But still, you know, anything can happen. But, you know, as like I've told you guys, this is one of those matches that we have to go as easy, just have fun as you're playing, because there's no pressure. Enjoy your game. There's no, you know, competing, because you've already, the Premier League is almost like going to with Liverpool. So just go there and enjoy like we enjoyed against Ipswich and scored so many goals. Very simple. Now, having looked at that, ladies and gentlemen, then it only leads me to the next question. Who is supposed to be playing on this match? And I will tell you, looking at it before I talk about who is supposed to be playing, that Bukayo Saka injury, it looks like it's not a serious injury. It looks like he put ice on his leg just to manage so that it doesn't get as worse. And that's why we had to put ice on his leg. And then I think Calafiori is also going to be almost available to play on this game. And if he's available to play, let him play. But now, having looked at that, the lineup that I anticipate Mikel Arteta to go with is going to be almost the same lineup that he used against Ipswich, because I want us, especially on that midfield, I want us to figure out how we're going to play on the midfield minus Thomas Partey, because we need to be as compatible, and we also need to be as as strong to be able to control that midfield against PSG. So it's a good way of actually rehearsing and training on how and who is going to be playing on that midfield. Now, goalkeeper David Raya, left back this time round, let's try Tierney. Right back, we go with Ben White. And then CDM, this one, he can start with Declan Rice, Merino, and Odegaard. And then, of course, second half, he can bring in Thomas Partey just to finish after he has gotten how he's going to play against PSG on that, or how he's going to play around that midfield. And then up front, Trossard, false 9. And then Bukayo Saka, number 7. Number 11, go with Martinelli. Very simple. And then second half, get Saka out. And if he doesn't want to begin with Saka, because Saka has proven that he's always good, even after getting the injuries, he can start with the Nwaneri on that one and let Saka rest. Is that also a possibility, and is actually workable? After looking at that, my prediction on this game is going to be very simple. Easy win for Arsenal. Say like 3-0, 4-0 there in favor of Arsenal. That day, I presume that, you know what, the bag of goals is actually gonna be full. Yeah, I'm thinking so, and I'm hoping so. Now, ladies and gentlemen, expectations of Arsenal fans is that we do not get injuries on this game. Because look, we have PSG that is coming up. So we must be at 100% with our squad. Make sure you're winning for momentum purposes. Make sure you've gotten the right pattern to play with on that midfield, because Thomas Partey is not going to be there on that first leg against PSG. Also, let's go and have fun and enjoy. And the last thing, we wish the boys all the very best as they're going to play this game. Please make sure you win Arsenal so that we can have another day of having fun and of course celebrating as Arsenal fans. Salute, ladies and gentlemen. Remember to subscribe just to support me. Comment, like and share. If you're watching from YouTube, subscribe. From these other platforms, like, share, comment. I would really appreciate. Salute you. Bye bye.